is in the water, up to their knees, fishing for barramundi somewhere that they shouldn't. You can see as soon as he realised I was in his water, straight away he's like, oi, get out of my water. Males like Weeper here are incredibly territorial. Now, the important thing to remember is we have clear water. So technically what I'm doing right now is safe. I guess when I say safe, I mean as safe as you could be standing up to your knees with a 14-foot crocodile. If this was dirty water, which is what crocs love to live in out in the wild, you just would never know that he is in there. He can move around through that water undetected, and this is how he catches his food. He'll move into where something is coming down to get a drink. Now, like I said, they're really territorial. You can see as soon as he gets close to me, because he knows I'm still in his water, he gets a bit fired up. So now that I've annoyed him, go for it, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Tobes. You're a good friend. So watch Weeper pull himself in. Now, this is the captive trait. Crocs wouldn't show themselves like this. Come on, big fella. They usually stay right underneath the water to the last strike. He's playing a little game now. It's called Come Closer.
Why don't you do it then?
Yeah, full of great advice, mate. The reason why I'm still a bit edgy around him is because he's got all 4 feet forward and he's got that tail ready to go. And when he really means it, he can actually strike out even where he is right now and he'd land about where my feet are. So you sound a little bit nervous at this point, because I am. Come on, big fella. Now it is winter. Crocodiles being ectothermic, they rely on the heat. Now we're having a few good sunny days lately, but he's still not going to be firing on all 8 cylinders, so he might be a little bit slow. I don't think he's going to come out. That's fair enough. That's okay for Weeper. He doesn't really like chicken as much as he likes feral pig. Now, I told you about that strike and how hard they can hit, so after you called me a bit of a clown and set me up for this one, Toby, everyone's going to get behind me. Who would like to see Toby go back into the water? Yeah. Now, he's the closest thing I have to a feral pig right now.
You're going to come later. All right, we'll see how we go over here. One thing I know that he will do is he will go and do a tail walk, so see if we can get him to come down here. But you can see, Dan was only, 1.5 meters, 2 meters in front of him, and he wasn't really interested in him. But as soon as he realises something in his water, you can see how quick he's going, that they are that territorial. At his size in the wild, he would have his own home range, I guess. At his size, he could have more than one girl as well. The amazing thing about them when they're in the water is just how good they are at moving. Now, he's giving himself away just because of his size, but when the water covers their back, all those lumps and bumps create currents and countercurrents that cancel out each other, so you won't see ripples on the surface. The other incredible thing is he can hold his breath for over 7 hours if he has to, so he has got time on his side. So what we'll do is Dan's going to do this tail walk for us and show us how good he is.
Thanks, mate. So the tail walk, it's it's not a circus trick that we've taught Weeper or any of the crocs here at the zoo. It is actually natural behaviour. He's looking pretty keen right now to have a go at it. Now, you've got to remember, when crocs hatch out of an egg, they're only little tackers. They're only 15 centimetres long. They're about the size of that mullet right there. So they're not really, built to strike at the water's edge. They're more or less going to take their food items ending overhanging the water. Now, baby crocodile who'll be taking down insects and frogs and lizards, anything small enough on those reeds for the baby crocodile to tail walk. Now, they strike up vertically up and out of the water. They use their tail, so that's obviously where the name comes from. It's like they're walking on water with their tail, and they'll strike half their body length vertically up and out. So for Weeper, half his body length, that probably puts his head around about there, I reckon, if he really means business. It's going to just pop up now. Now they have a transparent eyelid that comes over when they're underneath the water. It's called nictitating membrane, and pretty much it just acts like a pair of swimming goggles. So he can see my movement right now. He knows what's going on. He's just going to break the surface. There we go, he's looking keen. So get your cameras ready and watch that tail. That's where he's going to get his power from. And there we go. Give it up for him. Now he's pretty lazy then, he didn't really try too hard. We'll get him right to the deep part of the water. Got a bigger food item for him, so watch that tail, getting a bit excited. Up again. Right, big fella. And just remember, if you're up in croc territory, don't overhang the water when you see these guys. And there we go again, give it up for him. So like I said, let there be a lesson. If you're up in crocodile territory, just always beware of that tail walking croc.
So croc territory, it's not here on the Sunshine Coast, but it starts up in North Queensland and continues across the top of Australia and over to Broome in Western Australia.
All right, so we'll have one last go at trying to get him all the way out, because I'd like to get him all the way out so you can see the size of him, but also I want to try and show you one of the biggest myths that we hear almost every day about crocs, and that people honestly believe that the best way to avoid them is you've got to run in zigzags or run in circles, because they're so fast on land that they can chase you down. So I'll see if we can get him all the way out to show you that. Hopefully he does, because I know I can outrun Dan. The size is also really deceiving. You see them in the water and you go, oh yeah, that's a big croc, but once they actually come out, you get a much better appreciation of their size.
That was big.
Now, would you believe that that's as quick as I've ever seen Weeper run? So don't let your crazy uncle tell you he's being chased by a crocodile, because it's not true. They physically cannot. Good boy. They can't do it. Give him a round of applause. He's been pretty good today for such a cold day, the big fella. But this is where you get a much better appreciation of the way he's designed and just why they are quick in the water and not on land. I mean, he's only got really short, really stumpy little legs. He's probably close to 400 kilos. And while he's out, I mean, I can sit here in front of him. I can sit here and watch him, and he's not going to make any attempt to try and run after me and chase me down. I could probably actually even lie here. And as long as I'm looking into the sun here, so I don't feel real comfortable, but as long as I watch him, and Dan watches him for me as well, and I don't stay there too long, he's not going to try and chase me down, because he knows he just can't do it. In the water though, he's dynamite. He can swim over short little bursts at about the cruising speed of a dolphin. He doesn't care when you do stuff around him, but as soon as you go anywhere near his water, straight away, you see, I'm further away, so he should care less about this, but he just can't do it, because I'm in his house. What I've just done is basically like throwing rocks on your roof. It's a real infringement on his house. And if we watch him here as he goes down to the water, you can see he can't even lift himself up off the ground anymore. He just drags that enormous bulk around behind him. So all of this stuff about crocs really is just common sense and makes them so easy to avoid. There's only 3 things you've got to remember. You don't stand next to the water's edge, because crocs can do that strike from the water's edge. Like Dan showed us, you don't overhang the water, because crocs will do a tail walk. There was a lady in the late 80s, Val Plumwood, who was pulled out of a tree twice by a crocodile because she climbed up trying to get away. Most importantly though, you just don't swim. You don't swim in croc territory and you'll always be safe. Now something else we're really passionate about here at the zoo is, just at the end of last year, the Queensland government introduced the bill into Parliament allowing crocodile farmers to actually steal crocodile eggs from the wild and put them in farms, so the croc farmers can incubate those eggs, grow the babies up till they get to about 1 metre long, then they shoot them, and then they turn them into luxury leather products and hamburgers and all these kinds of disgusting things. So it's something we're trying to fight. We don't have the crocodile population here in Queensland that everybody says. We have way more people than crocodiles, and we're invading their territory, which is why people say that there's crocodiles everywhere. There's not, there's people everywhere, and people with smartphones, and that's why people think there's crocodiles everywhere. So what we've got to show you is a bit of a video. We have a petition as well, because we're trying to help, trying to get as many signatures to try and help overturn the legislation. So we'll show the video for you now.
Australia Zoo and its partners have conducted the
I never held my hand out
and ask for something free. I got pride I could roll up for miles in front of me. I don't need your help and I don't need sympathy. I don't need you to lower the bar for me. I know I'm superwoman, I know I'm strong, I know I've got this cause I've had it all along. I'm phenomenal and I'm enough. I don't need you to tell me who to be. Can someone just hold me? Don't fix me, don't try to change a thing. Can someone just know me? Cause underneath I'm broken and it's beautiful. 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 You're walking on the ocean, turn water into wine. You bury our emotion and pretend that we're just fine. The only way to live now is to know you're gonna fly, to listen to the lying lies and their lies. I know I'm superwoman, I know I'm strong, I know I've got this cause I've had it all along. I'm phenomenal, I'm enough. I don't need you to tell me who to be. Can someone just hold me? Don't fix me, don't try to change a thing. Can someone just know me? Cause underneath I'm broken and it's beautiful. Hey, I'm broken and it's beautiful. I'm broken and it's beautiful. Hey, I'm broken and it's beautiful. I'm broken and it's beautiful. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, can I just be tired? Without piling on all sad and scared.